I still think back on the time before I had truly become a part of the world. I remember the face of my creator, such a gentle and kind man. He had constructed me with the utmost care, although the work had been backbreaking. I was to be his magnum opus, he had muttered many times. I do wonder what happened to the man. After his disappearance, my days had become dark. I was unfinished and could not search for him myself as my movement was lacking at the time. It must have been years I stood in the workshop collecting dust. Then my savior arrived. From my stand, I heard the door creak open, and hope flooded in my chest. Find me, I prayed over and over as she perused the abandoned workshop. I summoned all the will I could muster to move, move, move. With a loud bang, I fell off my stand onto a desk. I could hear her fright, but she was a curious one, and moved towards me after collecting herself. With the last of my stored strength, I dipped a single wooden finger into the piled dust and drew the only thing I remembered that had given me comfort. There in the dust, I traced out a smile before consciousness left me. When I awoke again, I was surrounded by new faces, looking at me with amazement. A familiar face carefully placed a quill in my hand and smiled, which I drew crudely. The crowd chittered excitedly and discussed amongst themselves in a language I could not understand. Days later, a ritual was performed. I watched as they chanted and danced, their movements so beautiful I couldn't help but feel joy welling inside me. As the sun set and the festivities ended, I laughed and applauded. I had moved? I could speak? The time after that was one of excitement. I set about learning as much of the world and its people as I could. Remembering my creator's work, I made improvements on my body. To look and move as fluidly as my savior's, I toiled away endlessly. Years have passed and the world has changed, and there's so much still to learn. So I'll end this entry with a simple question. Would you kindly show me what you know of the world? Will you join me in my adventures?